Hi there, and welcome to installment 17 of Achieve Wellbeing. I'm Dr. Lisa Kirk-Brown, retired Air Force Lieutenant Colonel, Doctor of Public Health, and disabled American veteran. Today I'm interviewing retired Colonel My Huynh. I had planned to interview Colonel Huynh in April when I was out in Maryland, DC area where she lives, and some of you may have heard on my blog that I had an exacerbation of my MS, and so I wasn't able to meet with her in person. So today I'm going to interview her on the phone, and I'm really pleased to have her with us. Let me give you a little bit of background on Dr. Huynh. Dr. Huynh is she's board certified in both family practice and preventive medicine. She's a practicing acupuncturist for over 20 years. She retired from the Air Force after 21 years of active duty service, attaining the rank of colonel. She currently serves as an integrative medicine physician at the Walter Reed National Military Medical Center in Bethesda, Maryland, where I met her. She holds appointments as adjunct assistant professor in the Department of Preventive Medicine and Biometrics at the Uniformed Services University of the Health Sciences, where she teaches military medical students. Welcome, Dr. and Colonel Huynh.
Hello, Lisa. Hello, everyone. Thank you, Lisa, for having me.
Thank you so much for agreeing to do the interview. You're the perfect person for this element of Achieve Wellbeing. Can you please just tell us a little bit more about yourself? Anything you'd like to add to the information I provided?
Yeah, health is really my passion. And like you, Lisa, I practice what I preach.
Yes, you do.
In addition to exercising and practicing yoga and meditating regularly. Since graduating from the Air Force, I call it graduating, retiring seems really old. I've been able to fully embrace my love for nature. I'm now a beekeeper.
Wonderful.
And I have a thriving organic vegetable and herb garden in my home in the suburb of Washington, D.C.
Wonderful.
I also love helping my patients heal, not just managing their diseases. And I have a special interest in nutrition and energy medicine. And, I feel like I'm on this lifelong quest to identify and provide really effective healing approaches to help my patients achieve optimal well-being. So I'm so delighted to be part of your Achieve Wellbeing crusade, if you will.
Thank you. I think knowing you and being around you for so many years, I see all of these elements in your personal life and your professional life. And so I hope to interview you later this year on sort of a summary of all these aspects of well-being and to find out what you've been doing with the Wounded Warrior Project and with your personal journey to heal people. So we'll put that off for later. But today we'll talk about the spiritual aspects of well-being. And so in the personal roadmap I created to achieve well-being, I defined the spiritual aspects of well-being as activities necessary to feed your soul. So it may be a little different than other models out there, but the same basic concepts. I guess what I would like to know from you, what things do you see as necessary for you to feed your soul? You've been practicing and you've been around people that have needed this type of feeding of their soul, and I really admire all the work that you've done. So what do you see as necessary, My?
Well, I love that question. I always tell my patient, do one thing that brings your heart joy every day. So I find that, feeding your soul is like doing things that make your heart smile. It's being in the moment where there's this deep peace and joy.
Yes.
For me it could be as simple as like walking with presence. When I walk from the parking garage to work, and when I walk with presence, there's just so much joy because you can hear the birds sing.
Yes.
Summery breeze against your hair, watch the color of the sunrise in the night, watch the glow of the moonlight. But of course, I truly believe what really feeds
Yes.
Yeah, and
Yes.
what you talk about is being surrounded by love, support, and the embrace of family and friends.
Yes, that's such a great connection for what the elements I've presented to the audience are, and how important mindfulness, nature, and connecting through healthy relationships are for well-being. Well-being is defined as, in my model, it's defined as comfort, health, and happiness. And so oddly enough, I think sometimes when people become ill, they actually can achieve more well-being because they maybe slow down and take some time to actually find out what of these things feed their soul and how they can be more comfortable, healthy, and happy. And you hear that often with patients. Have you heard that with your patients?
Oh, yes, that's right. Your essence that you identify, with the mindfulness, being in nature, and connecting, are really the essence of well-being.
Yes.
Truly the essence. So I think hitting those areas are key to the healing process and the healing journey.
Thank you. I've been threading mindfulness throughout the Achieve Wellbeing elements, such as mindful eating, mindful relationships, mindful working out, everything. Mindfulness kind of touches everything, and you actually have been my mentor, I would say, in mindfulness. You recommended this International Mindfulness Summit last year, which I participated in, and I learned and gained so much knowledge and experience with that. But can you tell us a little bit about why or how you got so involved in mindfulness personally, and maybe some of the examples of what you've seen mindfulness do for your patients?
Oh, thank you. So I was introduced to mindfulness at the University of Virginia, where I received my undergraduate degree in psychology and religion.
Nice.
And then I started practicing meditation at that time. So this was 30 years ago. I can't believe it's been that long.
Yes, and now it's so popular. I mean, you were way ahead of the curve there.
Well, I do, because studying, they say, well, it's good for you. And back then I started meditating just to relax and de-stress, or to get into the zone before I studied.
Sure.
Not realizing that there's this significant positive physical and biochemical changes in our mind and body, like we know today.
Right.
Yeah, so now science has proven
Yes.
that mindfulness meditation is so good for our mind and overall health.
Yes.
Now, I actually make it a part of my daily routine.
Yes.
So people define, for me, mindfulness is really about awareness.
Mhm.
And when you think about life is occurring like right now in this present moment, like we're talking, right? So life is occurring at this moment. And if our mind is elsewhere, it's not with our body completely elsewhere, then we're not living fully.
Right.
And being mindful allows us to connect with others and with nature, which I think is really the fruits of joyful living.
Yes.
And hence well-being.
Yes.
So some people say that mindfulness is like fitness for the mind or the brain, like physical exercises for our body. And then science has proven that over and over again.
Yes. The last 2 installments ago, I think I talked about mindfulness, and I gave an example of how to do mindfulness meditation, a 5-minute meditation, and I'm hoping that the audience is applying that to their daily life, because I love that you say you apply it daily. I think that does make, the science does prove that daily is the best way to do it. So, okay, and then you spent many years in the Air Force. You established and maintained very healthy relationships, and you've already said that human connection is such a huge part of well-being. I'm a firm believer in positive psychology, for example, happiness psychology, and I know that you are as well. I like Barbara Fredrickson. What are your thoughts on this related to well-being, and what are some examples maybe of in your Air Force career how many of the people who serve in the military struggle a little bit with maintaining healthy relationships just because they move so much and there's family pressures and stress. And so can you provide us any tips or any thoughts related to well-being on that?
Yeah, so I see challenges in life as really moments of learning or moments of growth. As we go through life, we all have experiences with others, whether it's our supervisors or people we work with, that cause us to struggle a little bit. It allows us to sit back and say, there's something not right about our communication or our relationship.
A challenge, right?
Yeah, a challenge. So I really use those moments to figure out, okay, what is it about this that we can improve on ourselves, and try to really address issues at the moment rather than bringing up the past or worry about the future. And that's why I think mindfulness is so powerful, that we communicate and be truly present for each other, whether it's someone you love or someone who is causing a lot of conflict within us. And it's great in a military setting because we have a lot of meetings, right?
Yes.
And when you're truly present in a meeting, you can really hear what's going on, right? And it takes a lot of practice, I find, because we always want to think about what we want to say next, rather than truly listen to what is being presented, what's being said at the moment.
Yes.
But your question about my experience in terms of working with patients, so I use mindfulness work on nearly all my patients, because I think it's just so key to living. I want them to live in the here and now, and just be joyful, because a lot of my patients are wounded warriors, so they bring the battlefield back home in their mind.
Yes.
So part of their healing process is to learn that they're no longer there in Iraq or Afghanistan or wherever they've been deployed to, but they're home, they're here, they're safe. So coming back and living in the present moment allows you to start the healing process and know that one is safe.
Yes, and to be joyful in, as you said, nature and human connection, and whatever is presently happening. Maybe it's a plate of food before you, or music on the radio, or whatever brings joy. As you said joy. What brings joy to your soul is eventually what heals you. Is that what you said? I mean, I feel like that's such a great way to look at it.
That's absolutely right. Yeah, find moments of joy, and when no one is directly harming us, right? So we're here, back home, no longer deployed. Right now, most of us are not being shot at, so that is a joy in itself. So
It sure is.
That,
It
right?
sure is. Yes, yes.
And when people come to the doctor, oftentimes we ask them, where does it hurt? Right? Most people come from pain, but one thing I've started to ask is, where does it hurt? Where do you feel good at? So that we start paying attention to our body, to the many places in our body that doesn't hurt, or part of our body that can still move and you can still use it.
I love that. Oh, I love that so much. I wish I had talked to you a few months ago, because I was in yoga class and I have right side weakness, which can be quite severe, but I was laying in Shavasana and the rest part of yoga, just sort of putting up thoughts that I can feel my right foot, I can feel my right calf, I can feel my right thigh. I have feeling in them. They're not totally numb and they're not gone. So I'm so thankful for that. And it was a journey, because I struggled for about a year with this fact that I had weakness, that I couldn't run, and I was looking at all the things I couldn't do. And I think you're absolutely right. It's such a beautiful thing, a way to look at our health, is what is good, what feels good, instead of And it does help you to shift the focus from that pain or from that weakness or whatever you might be feeling back to.
Yes, I love that you know that already and you're doing that, Lisa. I love that. But, and it's almost like always seeing the glass half full.
Yes,
so,
definitely.
No matter where we're at, there's still something that's still working. Our heart is still beating and we can still breathe. So that's still something to celebrate.
Yes, and we can be well. I mean, well is defined as comfort, health, and happiness. And I feel well. I do feel well, and I think it's in our power to be well. I do believe that. I don't think it's in anyone else's hands. I think we can take that and really make ourselves well, given whatever circumstances we have or whatever limitations we have.
That's absolutely right. That empowerment is key. Knowing that our body is capable, it's a super smart, super efficient machine, and we need to trust it to give it the right fuel, the right rest, and the right thought, and the right exercise.
Definitely. Wow, that is so good what you just said. Thank you so much for that. I would just love, do you have anything else you'd like to share with disabled veterans particularly, or disabled women veterans? We're both women veterans, and so I'm passionate about women veterans too, but I mean, I think everything that you've said is so appropriate and so across the board key to well-being, spiritual well-being, and mental and physical well-being.
Well, I think, the key is trust that your body is capable of healing, and healing begins with our thoughts, positive thoughts, our beliefs, and our faith that complete healing is true and it's possible.
Definitely.
I would encourage all veterans and women veterans to take charge of your own health. Ask questions. If a doctor starts you on medication, ask them what's the game plan.
Right.
What's that? When did they get off the medication? Because none of us are deficient in anything. So all medication should be used for short term. So ask those hard questions.
Yeah.
Ask them to teach us how to get well, not just to stay sick and medicated.
Yes.
And I would encourage all veterans to surround yourself with positive people, including positive healthcare professionals who support your healing journey.
That is such sage advice. Excellent advice. Thank you so much, because I did say that in the medical part of Achieve Wellbeing, and I think it's really wonderful to hear from a physician, someone who sees patients every day, that there are positive providers out there who can.
That's right. I would say take like your health and well-being like a mission, like a military mission. So your body, you're now on a mission.
Yes.
So achieve well-being is your end state.
Yes.
So you have to work. So you got the end. So we have to figure out the ways and means to achieve those ends.
That's
so
right.
Work it like we would do a military mission.
That's excellent. That's right. Work it like a military mission. It's just another problem to solve. That's all.
That's right. And you want to get the best people on your team.
Right.
And we're all going to be a team player to achieve it.
Right. And you're going to wipe out that disease or whatever it might be.
Exactly. Yes.
Excellent.
Yeah, but before we close, Lisa, I
Yes.
want to actually thank you for your work on health and healing and using your life experience to help others achieve well-being. You're living through this, and I've known you now for 15 years.
Yes.
Yeah, and I'm always so inspired by your passion, your own passion for health, and you take on your health challenges like a military mission. I know that. I see that.
Thank you.
I know you constantly look for ways not only to overcome obstacles, but you achieve your wellness and you inspire others to do the same. So I thank you for that.
Thank you.
I'm so delighted you asked me to do this interview because I just love to be a part of your work.
Thank you so much, Milan. You're making me blush. Well, wonderful. Thank you so much, and we look forward to interviewing you at the end of the year. And I thank you so much from the bottom of my heart for sharing your experience and for the work and the service you're doing for our veterans and for those that have come back wounded. I just can't thank you enough for the care you've given them, and now the new things that you're working on to help other people just heal and become well. It's phenomenal, Milan. So thank you so much.
You're very welcome, Lisa. Thank you for your work.
And then we will see you next time on installment 18, where we'll introduce the personality aspects of well-being and how personality tends to drive us one way or the other, and how we can work with that and identify where we might be stumbling on our mission to become healthy and have well-being. Thank you so much, and we'll see you next